Hello sisters, it's Amy. I want to do a little show and tell and show you my newest printable. This is a free download. I won't ship anything to you. You download it at toursisters.com/feast poster. You download it, you print it yourself on your own computer, and you can, this one you might want to print over and over every year. So every year you'll probably make a new set. In your download, it's a PDF file. You're going to get a cover letter. Don't print that, just read it on your computer, save your ink, and then you're going to get the 4 pages of the poster. Now, I could not fit everything onto one page, so it's a long poster. What I'm going to do with this is tape it on my wall vertically so that they're all like this, and you can do it however works best in your house, on your wall. This, I hope, is, well, I made this for my kids. They don't have everything memorized about the feast that I want them to have memorized about the feast. And so I wanted to put that information in a short, concise document, hang it on the wall where we can look at it together. They can pass by it, see it, talk about it, do quizzes with it and stuff like that. So it's right in front of us all the time. But I couldn't, I can't fit everything on here. So this is short and concise. It's the bare minimum of what my kids and what all of us should know. Now, we don't know it now. If you don't know these things now, don't feel bad. When I was going to Sunday church 8 years ago, I didn't know this stuff. So this is not like, duh, you should know this, but let's put it on our walls and start learning it. So do not think that this is all we should know. I just put the bare minimum on here. In fact, I didn't even put Bible verses on here. I just put scripture references with the hopes that you're going to go and look up the references and verify what I put on here, and as well as teach your children to do that too. So I listed all the feasts from Leviticus 23, and yes, the Sabbath is a feast, or really we could call it an appointed time. And because I wanted this to be something that I could reprint every year, and then I realized if I share it with all of you, we all do the feast on different days, I had to have a way to allow each of us to write in the Gregorian date on our usual calendar of when we're going to do each feast. So for example, it'll say Passover is on the first month, which is the Hebrew month, the first day of in the first Hebrew month on the 14th day. Well, and I'll teach you how we can learn that, but ultimately my kids want to know, when are we going to do Passover? It's March 24th or whatever it is. I just made this up for now. So whether you follow the Jewish Hallel calendar or the set in moon calendar or conjunction or whatever it is, you can fill in these circles here with just a pen or a Sharpie of what day your family is going to do the feast. So at a glance, like on the wall, your family can look and see when Sukkot is coming up and so on. So other things I put on here is things that I want my kids to know. I want them to know that Passover is also called Pesach. I want them to know that Passover is a meal, it's not a day, and then it kicks off the beginning of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So I put little nuggets in there that I think are important for them to know. I also put, again, when each feast is according to the Hebrew calendar. And if you want to, also, you can print on my website a calendar that shows all the days of the month that will help you track the moon cycles. And so then you can know when is the 14th day of the month on the Hebrew calendar, and you can put it all side by side with the feast poster and the Gregorian calendar and help keep track. This would be the ultimate thing to do, I think, is because no matter what Hebrew calendar you keep, we're all sort of tracking the moon cycles. But I feel like unless I have it on my wall somewhere, and I haven't been real good about this, we don't keep track of it because we have our Gregorian calendar. We don't need to. So it's just something extra that I'm going to start being more deliberate with my kids about. And then they can look and see, oh yeah, this is coming up here. And maybe next year I'll put like, okay, for us then Passover is always on a full moon. I could put a place to draw a picture of the moon on these. But that would depend on what calendar you keep. I just wanted this to be useful for as many of us as possible. The other thing I put on here is the scriptural do's and don'ts. Do these things, don't do these things. Now, ladies, I only put scriptural commands. I did not include traditions. only scriptural commands. I'm not saying it's wrong to do traditions. We do some traditions ourselves, but this I want it to be strictly scripture. So it has some Bible verses, some little nuggets of information, the when, the do, the don'ts. And then for each feast, I also put, and this is really the coolest part, right, that we want our kids to know, is how did Yeshua fulfill these feasts? How does each of these feasts demonstrate the gospel story, the story of redemption, which is the whole story of the whole Bible, past, present, and future? You know, we know now that the gospel story didn't end with the resurrection. That Yeshua rising sealed our redemption, but we're not fully redeemed yet. There's more events to come. There's Yeshua's coming back. There's the physical resurrection of the dead. There's a judgment. There's a millennial reign where he tabernacles with us. And then there's, of course, eternity. So I list on here all of those. Now, some of them he did completely fulfill. And so I was careful to say for the ones in the fall feast that are future fulfillment, I say a lot of people believe or think that this is what has happened, because really we don't know for sure how exactly it's going to go. But again, I made this for my kids. So this is my words and this is my interpretation of scripture. Now, you are in charge of discipling your own kids. If there's something in here that you're like, I don't think Amy's quite right on this, then just take a Sharpie and cross it off and write in the margins what you think it should say, because that's on your wall. You'll cross your threshold for your family. So you can disagree with me. Just don't ask me to change it, because I can't change this for everybody. Holy moly, I just could never. So I made it to suit my needs for my family, and you can take a Sharpie and do whatever you want to it. That's fine. What else did I want you to know about this? You can make it a game. You can make it a memorization tool. Have some fun. Post comments over on Facebook of pictures of how you guys use it or ideas. A lot of you are way more creative than me. And every year I might sort of redesign this, make it look different every year. Like, I've been staring at this for 2 days and I'm already bored of the design. So don't be surprised if in the spring I just change the design. I think the layout will very much stay the same. I will probably also decide to change some of the words, because we all learn and grow, right? So I don't mind one bit if every spring, which I think is the beginning of the new year before Passover, you download this again. And then next spring you download it again, because chances are I changed either some words or I've changed the look of it. Just like a lot of you, every fall you download the Torah portions again and again and again. All right, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I hope this is a blessing. I hope it helps you. And I know a lot of grown-ups, we have to learn this stuff too. Like I said, just learn it alongside with your kids. It's exciting. I'm glad you get to do the feast. What a privilege, huh? Enjoy. Bye.